So in order to do this, I'm going to come to my home Canvas page, and I'm going to click Student View. When you do this, this is going to take you to the way that students see your Canvas course. And this will be the most effective place to make your tutorial video, because if you notice, if I leave Student View and I go back, my left-hand navigation menu over here has many more options. That would be really confusing to students to see that. So I'm going to go back to the Student View, and that simplifies my menu down to just the things that I have allowed for students to see. And for my class, that's announcement, modules, and grades. Okay, so here we go. This is how I would create my tutorial video for my personal Canvas classes. I want to make just a quick little note that the way I have it set up does not necessarily mean that that's the way you have to set it up, but this is how I would train my students on what I have created. Welcome, students and parents, to Mrs. Orman's AP Biology Canvas course. I want to give you a little background information on the way the course is set up and when and how you should be accessing this course. And that starts with whether or not you're face-to-face, online, or absent due to quarantine or other illness or reasons that you need to miss class. Experiences, we will be using Canvas to host assignments. It's where you'll submit your assignments, and it's where I will be primarily grading and then syncing from there to Skyward. So if you're an online student, there is a unique feature on my homepage. If you'll scroll down, there is a link for a live class. You can click on this button. That's going to open a Google Meet link, and you can join class live and continue to have those collaborative learning experiences that we're having in class. The schedule that you can follow is right here. B6 is from 8:59 to 10:09, and B7, 10:16 to 11:23. And for all of my AP biology students, you can join either of those two classes. There are 3 buttons over here: announcements, modules, and grades. And we're going to look at each one of those and how they play a role in your learning. So let's start with announcements. I want you to notice that at the top of this page, there are 2 of the most recent announcements, and that will always be true. Whatever the 2 most recent announcements will be right here on the top of this homepage. Again, when you scroll down, you can see that I've added some buttons here for modules, announcements, so you can access announcements here, or you can get them on this left-hand blue navigation menu. So I'm going to click on these right here. When I go to the announcements from either of those 2 locations, it's going to open up just a list in order of the announcements, and they're going to go from the most recent to the oldest. So, and if you start scrolling, you'll see it goes all the way back to day 1. All right, I'm going to look at my most recent announcement here for students. This goes over what we did in class on day 25. This was the 10th of November, and it was Tuesday. So I'm going to click on that. Students, you should expect 3 things when you open this announcement. You will see any kind of managerial kind of things that I needed to talk to you about in class. The second thing that you're going to see is any upcoming scheduled events. So if we have deadlines for signing up for the AP test, or there's a project that was given over multiple weeks and there's a deadline for that. This upcoming schedule includes the homework that was given for day 25 and also what you'll be doing for Wednesday at-home learning. And so between those 2 things, you can kind of plan out your week from Tuesday afternoon through Friday when you come back to class. The third thing that you're going to see is content. These are the learning intentions and success criteria that we use for class each day. And what they tell you is what we're learning, why we're learning it, and what things you should be able to do to know that you were successful today in class. After the learning intentions and success criteria, we have step-by-step what we went over in class today. The last number here for students who are not in class. So again, if you are online and asynchronous, or you had to miss class today for activity or an illness, you would come here and watch this video about speciation and extinction, and that will help to fill in some of the gaps that you missed by not being part of the discussion that we had in class. All right, the second thing that we're going to look at is modules. So again, I can access modules from here, or I have a live link button here that you can click on. So modules can be organized in many ways. For my class, I'm organizing it by unit. Based on the AP curriculum, natural selection is Unit 7. So we are looking at Unit 7, subtopic 6, according to this label. Within the unit, so everything within this module, as it's called on Canvas, is everything related to natural selection that we are going over currently. Subheadings are used to differentiate content and days that we learned that content. So we had 7-6 and through 7-8 that we were kind of finishing up from the first term. And then we started this term specifically with phylogenetics. So in the course curriculum, that is Unit 7, subtopic 9. And on day 20, we started with this topic. So this is the 23rd Friday in order. That's day 20 that we have been in class. And the first thing you're going to see is just background information. Within the module, I have labeled everything as learning, assignment, homework, or assessment. And when I have generated my course, I am looking and putting in order, what do we do to learn the material, followed by what are we doing to assess the material. So when you come to day 20, this learning video, this learning assignment should all be done, and this homework assignment should all be done before you're taking a quiz. I also gave students on this day a remediation page to relearn information that they didn't do so well on in this assessment. All right, so you can kind of continue to look through this. These little icons with a plane, this is a quiz on that phylogenetics that we finished up, and this is an assessment, and so that's the way it will be graded and used in the class, is as an assessment. All right, so just to clarify the module, the most recent module will be at the top of this page, and then within that module, it will go in the order that we did it. All right, back up to the top, we have grades. This will take you to a page where it will list assignments and things that have been assigned and that you are either supposed to submit or should have gone through. You'll notice that this creating cladograms was an assignment, an activity we did in class just for the purpose of learning. And so I have indicated that it's not submitted. You can also see that information by clicking here, and I have it set up so that this assignment does not count toward the final grade. It was strictly for a learning experience, and that's why you should do it. If the assignment is missing, this is my test student. I haven't entered any grades for the test student, so everything is missing or a score of nothing out of whatever the assignment was worth. And then at the bottom, you'll see by category how many points you've earned in each of those categories. These grades, of course, are not your final grades. The final grades will sync to Skyward, but this is the place where you should track your day-to-day management of your grades. All right, I'm going to take you back to my homepage, and I hope you've enjoyed this quick little tutorial. If you have any questions, you can always message me. Right over here on this left-hand side is an inbox. If you click on that, students can send me a message through Canvas. You can also email me at michelleormond@alpinedistrict.org. Thank you. All right, teachers, I hope this has been helpful and maybe gives you some ideas on how you can contact your students and help them to be just a little more successful in anticipating the way that you have set up your Canvas, and they'll be able to be a little more successful in their learning, especially as they transition in and out of our classrooms due to our COVID situation.